Okay, let's get right into it. I appreciate you joining me on this. I think I'm getting a cold, so if you hear that stuffiness, that's what that is. I am sorry. Let me know if anything I cover here needs more depth or if you have any questions. I am not an expert by any means, but I love this stuff, so I will look it up. This is a two-section video. We're going to break down a chicken, and then we're going to clean it and talk about cleaning versus not cleaning meat. So, breaking down a whole chicken is far more cost effective than buying parts of the chicken individually. Obviously, if you need 4 drumsticks or 6 wings or whatever for what you're working on, then you should go the individual route. But generally speaking, this is what you want to do. Slice through the skin between the breasts and drumsticks on either side and flip her over. Spread her legs, bending upward until the thigh bones pop out of their sockets. If you already know how to do this, you can just cut from the base of the thigh around the oyster meat. That's the tender little ball of flesh between the backbone and the thigh, and glide the knife along the backbone and back around to free the thigh and drumstick from the carcass. Alternatively, you can flip her back over to see where the bone has come out of the socket and just cut using that bone as a guide right around there. For the wings, it's basically the same deal. Find that magic spot where the movement between the drummet and the breast is easiest and cut around that area to free the wing from the breast. Repeat that on the other side and you're left with the breast and the back. Use your hobo strength to separate the two as much as possible, and then use your knife to finish the job. That back can be used to make some amazing stock, so toss that in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. Lots of ways to separate the breasts, but I like to keep the bone at the base. So make slits on either side of the breastbone, getting as deep as possible, flip it over, and cut through the center of the bone. You can press the knife down with your weight, just lean into it, it'll come apart. For the legs, you feel for the joint in this area here where my thumb is probing, and when you find that little dip, that's where your knife goes. If your angle is off or you slip up somehow, it's fine. Just center yourself and go again. Practice makes permanent, not perfect. So don't look for perfection anywhere throughout this process. It'll come naturally. Over time, keep doing it. And when you're done, you should have 8 to 10 pieces of chicken and the rest of the carcass for stock. Trust me, it gets easier. I'm not an expert, again, but my first time doing this took me damn near an hour. You'll get there. Who's checking you? You're grown. It is your world. Now let's get to washing or the cleaning or whatever terminology you like to use. This has been a huge deal in recent years, and I think, at least in part, people, including the CDC, just have different understandings of what it means to clean or wash chicken. I'm going to use fruit here because my sink and everything is already clean, and I'm not about to spread salmonella just to get views on YouTube. I'm not turning on the water here to a level that people who wash chicken usually do. This is a much more conservative flow. You start to agitate the chicken to loosen stuff clinging to the surface. Remember, this is an object lesson, so this fruit represents chicken. All these extraneous water droplets here have touched chicken. What's that mean? Salmonella contamination. In this instance, the contamination is just in the sink, but if the water pressure was higher or I was in a rush, not paying attention, guess what? Those droplets could go higher, further, faster. You may not see all the places that got hit. You can clean your sink all the live long day, but there are spots you might miss outside of the sink. Do what you want. I'm not eating from your house. What I like to do is add the water and vinegar to the bowl I'm using first, before adding the chicken. Now, water splashback from the pressure of the pipe is non-existent because the pipe is not on. Be gentle, massaging or agitating the chicken in the water. We generally like to use lime or lemon to scrub the chicken. This isn't about germs, per se. It's about what has been in contact with the chicken before your hands. Factory conveyor belts, unsanitary blades, unsanitary humans, animal cross-contamination, and anything else you can think of. You've heard the stories, recalls, this and that already, because people aren't careful all the time. You come home from a hard day of work, and sure, you could jump in the oven and get warm and kill everything on you, and yourself. But wouldn't you like a nice bath with essential oils and Epsom salts before that? Every chicken I've spoken to answered yes. So just let them do what they want. Again, wash your chicken or don't. I'm not going to your house either way, but let's try to understand each other before yelling. Yes, washing your chicken increases the likelihood of germs spreading. 100% fact. But there are ways to mitigate. Someone designed a machine that you fill with water, vinegar, and lime halves. You put the meat in and then it gets sealed. It tumbles the meat like a washing machine. It has a hose attached where you can release the water inside directly down the sink. It has an opening at the top like a food processor where you can add water to rinse, and boom, perfect solution. Probably. Anyway, bye.